Let's see what's happening with Sofi's stocks, starting with looking at volatility. That's the most important thing. Forget about stock charts. The most important thing is volatility. We add it to the strike. Good, our volatility is of course low. That's not very good for volatility arbitrage, my favorite strategy. Also for selling volatility. Let's immediately look at the volatility smile. Very interesting. It's not even a smile, more like a smirk, tending downwards. You can figure out what that means. It's what the professionals say. I understand immediately. Let's look at the most traded strikes. The most traded ones are of interest. Puts are at 5, 7, and 6. Calls. We have 10 strikes. What does this say? It says a lot. Immediately I can tell that you can sell with good liquidity. With good liquidity, you can sell the 10th call strike and sell 7, 5, and 5. But again, everything needs to be done with insurance. Let's also look at the nearest volatility. The situation is actually very interesting because the further out the options are, the higher the volatility. Usually it's the opposite. It's a good stock, which can be traded well. Okay, we've dealt with volatility. Let's go back to the chart. Honestly, folks, friends, it's just sideways action here. How can a trader make money on this sideways action? I just don't understand. Unless you're a genius who can short at the highest points and long at the lows. Yes, you're a genius. But I'll tell you, such people don't exist. The only right strategy here is selling options, but selling options very wisely. Always hedge your smart selling with buying options. If it's selling calls, then it's buying stock. Let's look at my strategy. Remember, I'm running a stock bypass strategy with Sofi. I also have other stocks. I've made a prettier table. I'll keep updating this table. Let's see what I've added this week. First, yes, rows are added irregularly here. Why? Because there's no point in writing too often. So what's the situation at the moment? It's February 25th now. The last edition was on February 8th. Sofi's stocks are now at $8.17. I've noted them here as $8.17 accordingly. So from the starting point, it's $8 that we began with. Sophia has grown by 2%. My portfolio grew by 1%, slightly less. What did my portfolio grow on? First, look, I sold options. Disclaimer, do not repeat my trades under any circumstances. If you do, you'll definitely lose everything. Everything is done on virtual accounts. If I lose money, I don't actually lose anything. Never repeat after me. So what I did, folks, I sold puts, I sold calls. They closed very nicely. Also, I sold one put. I also sold calls, which also closed nicely, and one call. I currently have one hanging. Also, I bought 200 shares at an average price of $8.16. Actually, right now, even my average price is slightly lower. Why do I do this for covered calls? Meaning I bought stocks to calmly sell calls every week, to collect this volatility. Also, next week, I will definitely continue selling puts, selling calls, selling puts, possibly building other strategies. At the moment, we're still pretty much flat, but my strategy will gradually unfold when I accumulate options that can be very well managed. How will I do this? Focusing on volatility. Friends, this is real trading. There's no chart guessing here. Yes, let's go back to the chart. What can I say? Some bloggers and traders draw such pictures. Everyone forgot about this. Could it happen? Maybe, but it's pure chance. Nobody knows where the price will go. Let me repeat my philosophy once again. You must completely change your view of the market. Then you will definitely start making money. Nobody knows where the price will go, including myself. And that's why I don't draw charts or anything like that. So the question is, if you don't know where the price will go, then how do you make money? And it's at this moment that your paradigm shifts, your thinking changes. How do you make money? I've answered, it's through smart position management, smart portfolio management, focus on volatility. You see, and the options are taken, right? It's this lack of market efficiency that we need to capitalize on. I don't know where the stock will go. Can you make money through smart position management? Use delta neutral positions. Everything I explain in all the videos. Review the videos. I'll record more educational videos. Also write comments about what to record. I will definitely answer all your questions. So let's get back to the stock. Can it go? Again, I won't lie. I won't guess. I don't know. Could it go up? Yes, of course it could go up. Could it go down? Yes, of course it could go down. The company is currently worth almost $8 billion. Can their stocks rise in the short term? Yes, of course they can. But they can also fall. There are no guarantees here. Some banks downgraded Sofi, as we can see. Over the year, we've had both sales and purchases. If you're interested, of course, I can completely break down the fundamental analysis. Sophia, what's what here? Well, again, there's not much point in it because fundamental analysis, I tell you, doesn't really affect anything. Yes, it affects long-term movement, but short-term fundamental analysis doesn't affect it. Technical analysis, well, here it's very debatable whether it affects or not. I won't argue that some things do work out somewhere. But again, betting on it, playing it, I don't want to. Maybe it works somehow, I won't argue, but it's just not my trading style. Picking out some signals, drawing patterns, waves, and everything else. My style is smoothly managing positions. I just prefer it that way. I just open up, look, there was volatility, look at the 3D volatility and everything else, and based on this data, I form my position on Sofi, again with the most attractive stocks, which have very high volatility, for example, like AMC. It's easiest to make money on it. Sofi is a bit trickier, but even so, you can take action and do something. Again, I remind you the goal is not to make money on Sofia's stocks, but rather to surpass them. My experiment is ongoing. Don't worry, I'll keep recording. I'll also add each step I take. If you have any questions, write them in the comments. Also be sure to watch the previous videos about Sofi, where I fully explain my strategy. Everything will be clear there.